Welcome to the Northwest Bruin Football Show. I'm the head coach, Josh Robinson. This is offensive coordinator, Chad Fisher. This past Friday, we took on Cedartown High School at Northwest Stadium. It was certainly nice to be back at our stadium for the first time in, I believe, about 6 weeks. But ultimately, it did not end up in a favorable way for Northwest as we fell on the night to a very talented team and a state-ranked team. You know, they're really fast, especially for our region and consideration. They have a Georgia committed linebacker and a safety commit, a safety that's committed to South Carolina. So they got 2 SEC kids in our region, which is really a rare occurrence. And then they have several other guys. But in the end, you know, they're a solid football team, but we made a lot of mistakes to make them look even better than they were. And I'm not taking anything away from them at all because they are a really good football team. But, you know, against the best people, you got to play your best. And we just did not do that. Overall on the night, we still had some success on offense. Owen Brooker was 18 for 33 for 106 yards.
Yeah, Owen, you know, Owen's had a pretty good season so far and has played really well. And, you know, again, against Cedartown, obviously we're playing a team that is, you know, that's very good in what they do and very good in their scheme. And they got us a couple of times, and we got behind the chains several times, so it made it a little bit harder for play calling. But, you know, for the most part, I thought Owen did some really good things.
Yeah, it's really tough on not just, you know, you as the play caller, but also speaking about Owen to come out and, you know, first down you lose 2 yards, you might get a penalty or whatever the case is, and then all of a sudden, you know, the other team feels pretty confident they're going to know what you're doing, and it makes it a lot more difficult. Then rushing the ball, as we were on the night, you know, there weren't a lot of lanes that were there. They have a really good defensive tackle who has some FCS offers. But Adrian Reyes was 7 for 13 on the night as the main ball carrier during varsity time. Yeah,
Adrian's really come on with Chase's injury and has really had a couple of games back-to-back that were really well. Ran into kind of a buzzsaw against Cedartown and against their front. You know, we had some struggles trying to get their guys and move them, get them in lanes and alleys, but Adrian's ran well. He's ran hard. He'll get it back together this week and have a really good game as we move forward to Heritage.
Our other leading rusher came at the very end of the game with Brayden Morrison coming in, and he picked up 2 carries for 33 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Brayden, really pleased with what he does. He's an emergency backup situation at quarterback. Did a couple of things really well. So very pleased with how he managed the offense there at the end of the game.
As far as receiving wise, Ray Morrison had 5 catches for 40 yards.
Ray did well. You know, we tried to hit him a couple of times early. We had some shots, missed on some shots. Preston Nealey was another one that did very well.
I believe he had 3 catches,
for 21 yards. Really proud of Preston. A bunch of guys touched the ball Friday night that had not seen it or had not gotten as many touches early on, but really pleased. I think we had close to 8 different guys that got touches the other night.
Yes, I'm going to call out a few of them here. Brayden Morrison had 1 catch for 18 yards. Brayden Johnson came on and did a really good job for us, kind of earned some playing time in the last couple of weeks. I thought his best attribute was blocking.
Really did a great job blocking, absolutely fantastic job blocking.
He had 2 catches for 16 yards, and if he blocks like that and is able to secure the ball, he's going to earn more opportunities as he gets familiar, you know, as being a first-year guy with the Northwest football program. He's not very familiar with the process and the system, and it's taken him a little bit longer than we had hoped, but at the same time, he's coming on in a very important time.
Yes.
Matthew Redmond had 3 catches for 7 yards. You know, they did a lot of things to kind of make sure he didn't have an opportunity to catch a lot of balls because they know how successful he can be. Braxton Floyd came in with 1 catch for 6 yards. Hayden Maynard had 1 catch for 3 yards. Chase Gentry had 3 catches. And Chase Corneliuson had a catch as well. So we did have a lot of people.
Yeah, Chase had a 2-point conversion there also.
We did, and you know, it's nice to come on and give those guys an opportunity. Sure. It's not nice to lose, but nice for a lot of people to get some opportunities out there.
And you got to think, you know, obviously Cedartown's a really good football team.
They are.
And they're very good in certain spots. They're really good. And just like you said, the 2 SEC kid commits on defense. And, you know, it's just one of those nights. It's going to happen to a lot of people in the region. And we get back to work on Monday, and we go from there.
The best thing in the world is to come back to work and look forward to the next week. That's win, lose, or draw, though. I will mention that Matthew Redmond had 7 punts and averaged 45 yards per punt, which is a really good number. Obviously, we don't like punting that much, and I believe it's probably a third of what we have done all year as far as number of punts. But still, regardless, he did an outstanding job placing the ball and keeping it away from the safety that is so highly recruited back there from getting a big return.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, let's take a look at the first half highlights. Here we are back at home. We appreciate the support of our cheerleaders, and it's nice to wear the dark colored jerseys as we're in the home uniform. Here we got Tucker Johnson coming from the backside, Damien Banta making a good play. They're running the buck sweep, and our guys are there. We just got to keep our feet churning and help out on that tackle. We're running up the middle, and we've got our guys, our D linemen in and on the tackle, running the jet sweep, and our guys did a good job. Great job by Damien Banta fighting off the block. Again, that's the Georgia commit there he's fighting with. There's our inside backers rallying to the ball, and our D linemen.
Yeah, here we are opening up. Nice little swing pass to Matthew. Ray's got to do a little bit better job staying on that block. Those are things we got to work on. Nice little throw, catch, getting upfield. We did some good things. We had some opportunities early on, and just kind of ran into some unfortunate instances.
Here's one of Matthew's punts here. I believe it ends up going right at 40 yards, maybe a hair more. Good job for us. We come back on offense.
There we go. We come back and open. Like I said, a little bit better throw, but we're doing a little play action to try to create some movement and some spacing right there. Get them to jump off sides, continue a drive.
Matthew comes in and punts again, unfortunately, but gets a great roll there. I believe this one ended up right at close to 50 yards on the night. So that's a really big weapon. And as we go forward, we don't want to punt too much, but we want our guys to rally to the ball and cover. And here our guys are playing the screen. Here's a great play by Gian Gomez, a sophomore again. They're throwing the ball to a SEC commit. We got a sophomore tackling him. Does a great job playing the screen. We end up making them punt to come back on offense.
Absolutely.
We end up, I believe, throwing an interception there maybe. A good tackle in space by Jake Fawcett. They ended up scoring there. They rough Matthew, but still he gets off a great punt. It takes some toughness to stand back there with all those guys running at you, and Matthew's really experienced and did an outstanding job for us.
There you go. There's one of Adrian's nice little run. Adrian just runs so hard and he's so physical, so he really gives us an opportunity to move the football. Here
they're trying to throw the ball. A great play by Matthew breaks that pass up. I believe if they'd have thrown the ball a little more where they wanted, he might have had a chance to intercept it. There, I believe, is Jax Brooker and Jake Fawcett in on the tackle. We came back on offense, didn't have much success, and again, great position. And Matthew and I have a communication system that's pretty easy, considering that we've done it for multiple years together. And this is the play that they had the most success with, was running the buck sweep. And sometimes our guys just played it outstanding. And that was an instance. And then other times we just don't fit it right. And if you make mistakes against really good people with linebacker fits and stuff, it makes it really difficult. That's a great tackle by Jax Brooker coming in. We end up making them punt. I believe Jonathan Caribou and Damien Banta get some pressure. Matthew's down deep to try and return the ball, but unfortunately the young man got a good kickoff, and we've got the ball on offense.
There we go. Nice little timing route there to Ray. Nice little throw by Owen. Got a little bit of a drive going right here. Nice little throw to Ray again. We're able to get things going once we kind of got settled in and kind of let the speed catch up to us. We was able to do a few things back and forth. We know we wanted to pick on one side to make it a one-man game. Here's a nice little throw and catch to Brayden Johnson right there. Nice job finding the hole, finding the seam. We're going to come back and do it again. We're able to get things going.
Great tackle there by Ike Rawson. Again, when our outside linebackers really went and did the things we asked them to, we had a lot of success.
My name is Damien Seritt. I play safety and running back, and then my number is 22. I listen to a lot of different things, but mainly rap and R&B and stuff like that. So I put my headphones on, listen to different types of music and stuff like that. Try to, sink myself into a good position so I can focus mainly on the game and nothing else and leave all distractions to the side. I play basketball and soccer too. I think when I was my first year ever playing football, I remember when I went down there, I really didn't want to play at all because I know I was a little scared. But then I saw how really athletic I was, and now after that I was like, hey, I might be actually good at this. So there was this really big lineman that ran at me, and he's probably about 6'5", 300 pounds. He ran at me and just pancaked me and just laid over me, and I was like, well. Mainly heights. I think heights, like the Ferris wheel and stuff like that. I'll get on top and be like, I gotta get down. I can't do this. I've seen too many videos of that stuff happening. I think mainly all my coaches from elementary school to high school now, and all my teachers that made me, get better in education and stuff like that, and my family mainly, and of course God.
I'm Preston Nealey. I'm number 12 and I play wide receiver. I listen to country mostly, but there's times I listen to the most current songs or rap, but mostly country. I typically just take a little nap before a game. Besides football, I play basketball here at Northwest. My most memorable moment on the football field was my first varsity touchdown. Well, I was born with this little eye twitch that it's this weird phenomenon that only 300 people have. So it's real weird when I move my jaw, it twitches. Well, my sophomore year, Matthew went down, so I had to go out in the field against Blessed Trinity, and the kickoff came to me, and I fumbled the ball, bent over to pick it up, kicked it into the end zone, and I got laid out and they got a safety. Whenever my brother got on my nerves, I would chase him around with my mouth open, telling him I'm sorry before I could get to him and bite him. First, I'd like to thank God for giving me the ability to play the sport. I'd like to thank my coaches and family and friends that all pushed me to do the best.
My name's Harrison Kiker. I'm number 71. I play left tackle and DN. Country music, more older country music, and I listen to classic rock every now and then, Motley Crue, ACD, stuff like that. I'm normally pretty calm during the pregame. Right before the game, I get a little hyped up, especially when I'm in the tunnel, about to go out on the home field, ready to play. Probably all the times whenever I'm blocking and the running back goes, I feel him go off my butt, and there goes a touchdown. It's the best feeling ever. Probably the Caribbean, just because of how pretty it is. I played center last year. Probably whenever you oversnap the ball, things like that, you really feel bad. Things like that, it's your fault, kind of. I used to be scared of the dark. Used to turn on every light. If there's a light in the room, it was on. Had a little night light, things like that. If I was to go downstairs in the basement, I'd have every light on, flashlight too. Why not? My mom, my dad, my grandparents, my friends, they always help me push along to keep doing great things.
Welcome back to the Northwest Bruin Football Show. You know, for the second week in a row, we have not played well on defense. We lost Jordan McCamish last week, and that's no excuse. We have to get over that. We want him to come back. Thankfully, he did not tear the things in his legs that many of the doctors and myself feared he did, and he's going to get a chance to come back maybe at the end of football season, and he's definitely going to get to wrestle. And you know, I would like him back for football season, but the fact that the young man is going to get to continue his high school career in a sport is very satisfying for me. He's such a great young man and means so much to our football team.
Absolutely.
But on the night, you know, we still had some guys that played individually well. It's just that for 2 weeks in a row, it seems like we'll have 9 guys play good on a play and 2 guys play bad, and it's not the same guys consistently. We're just getting a little bit here and a little bit there, and that's going to create big issues when you face a wing T team, but it's especially going to be the case when you face a talented wing T team like we have the last couple of weeks. So, but Coach Fisher, we still had some guys perform well.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like you said, anytime you play a team of their caliber offensively and defensively, but especially on when they're on offense, everyone's got to be fitting in the right spot, and that's just one of those things. And you know, like I said, we go back to work. But you know, first one, Dayton Coward has really come on and really pleased with what he's done on both sides of the football. He's again had another good night playing, had a couple of tackles. Reyes De La Paz, really good night, and in some instances he's outsized by the guy he was going against. But
I don't know if it's some. I think it may be all
a lot.
Instances.
But he had 5 tackles Friday night, which is really big.
You know, he's coming back. He missed a little time those first few weeks, and he's been back. And it's, you know, when you he's a first-year starter, so when you kind of go that long without kind of getting back in the groove, it will hurt you and slow you down. But he's done a great job steadily working from, I believe the first game back, I believe he played 8 to 10 plays, and now he's up to the high 30s, which shows that he's making progress.
Sure. Junior had a couple of tackles, had a QB pressure, and this is a kid that's been getting better and better each week. As big as he is, now he's starting to learn to play with his size a little bit.
Yes, he and Jackson
important.
Holt had one tackle from, had a combined 5 tackles between the 2 positions and a quarterback pressure, which is really good. You get that out of your nose. Most people are going to double them quite often.
Yeah, absolutely. So you had some kids that are really starting to come along and starting to get some playing time. John Carrevu had 16 plays, had a couple of tackles, had a couple of tackles for losses. Another kid that's really stepped up and had to play. He'd been injured earlier on in the year a little bit.
He did, and you know, we had a couple more sophomores to contribute. Dawson Wheeler and Gian Gomez combined for 4 tackles, a quarterback pressure. So they did some good things. We were able to get some more guys in at linebacker. Damien Banta only had 3 tackles.
And he was out of position a little bit this week, having to rotate
he
positions
was,
with Jordan getting hurt. So it's a little bit
adjusting. And what they did running the buck sweep kind of prevents him from making a lot of tackles. He did a good job in his first game there. I anticipate him getting even better in that spot because he had to move over.
And he's had a really good season so far, which is really I wouldn't say a pleasant surprise, but really exciting to see him come on compared to how he finished last year being banged up.
That's right.
And then has had a really good summer. Jake Fawcett.
We had some expectations for Banta.
Yes.
I think he's exceeded those expectations,
Absolutely,
which is really good.
By far.
Jake Fawcett ended up having a really good night, had 12 tackles. He's still not healthy. We're hoping with another week of limited contact at practice that he'll be able to move forward and get back to where he was.
If we could ever get
him
him healthy, I think it'd be a really scary situation to see how well he could play. And a lot of that's due to bumps and bruises and banged up a little bit. Jax Brooker, kid, missed majority of the week because of injuries, but went out and had a really good game, had a couple of tackles, starting to come into his own a little bit as being a sophomore, starting to gain that experience neededly each week.
He's really aggressive and goes downhill. Again, he's just learning. Probably his biggest thing is he's not used to tackling varsity guys with this much talent. He's just a sophomore. You know, he's getting exposed to various things and looks, but he's going downhill. He's starting to figure out the scheme. His scrapes are better, so we really like the progression he's made. Jaden Santiago is another inside linebacker for us that has been Mr. Consistency. He ended up with 6 tackles again. Jaden keeps improving each game, and that's definitely what we want. And then we had a plethora of other guys that were kind of using at that that position that was vacated by Damon Banta. Tucker Johnson, Hayden Maynard, Jace Talley, Ike Ralston, and Connor Cummings all contributed this week, and you know, somebody's got to step to the forefront, and we have a couple of guys that maybe shifted their way up the depth chart and a couple of guys that maybe shifted their way down, but we've got to figure out where we're at and kind of limit that to a couple of guys that really focus on getting them ready. And you know, we like the effort of our guys.
Yes.
In the secondary, unfortunately we lost Damien Seritt. He played very little due to a shoulder injury. We hope he comes back. Keaton McQuaig had 3 tackles, and basically he played 2 quarters, is banged up. We're hoping to have him play this week. Matthew Redmond came in with 3 tackles, Dominique Smith with 4, and Preston Nealey with 2. And then we had a list of other guys that got to play, and you know, we're thankful that happened.
Yes.
At this time, let's take a look at the second half highlights.
So here we are, start the second half. We figure out some things we want to do during some adjustments. Nice little throw and catch to Preston Nealey, but I think we're going to come back to it back-to-back plays, and we do.
Good job.
Nice job, great
Brayden
job
blocking
by Brayden and Matthew, and,
Yes.
and nice hard running by Preston. And Preston's a kid that's really come on and really done a lot of good things for us. Nice little screen throw to Chase, nice little block downfield, get upfield and lower our shoulder and try to get a little more positive yards right there. Get him to jump off side. So we're in position, we've got a chance. We're going to come back here and hit Hayden Maynard on a little short stick route, which was really good, kept the chains moving. We're going to run the screen again to Preston. Nice job blocking downfield. You know, great physical run right there. That was big.
Again, we ended up turning the ball over on downs there, but again, a good fit by our linebackers. And when we were more consistent, we had an opportunity to really slow these guys down despite their talent. Here's Hayden Maynard pursuing, Gian Gomez on it. You know, that's a good job by those guys. Just unfortunately, our momentum's carrying them forward, and they end up getting down. We did a much better job in the second half fitting where we need to.
Yeah, nice little throw and catch to Brayden Moore. That's a nice little hinge route. Unfortunately, we struggle and we have to punt again.
Get a great roll. I mean, this is exactly why we punt the way we do, and exactly what we want. You know, we're not looking forward to it, but Matthew's an experienced guy that we're not looking forward to losing in many ways, and punting included. Here we are again. Our guys are starting to go, and not really starting. That's not the right word. They're consistently going where they need to in the second half, and we really limited them more and made them punt again with their first team guys in, and they're punting it deep to Dominique Smith at this point. And unfortunately, we're not able to get a return, but we did have a good field position.
Yeah. Here's Brayden. Nice little pull. We've rotated bodies now, and Brayden gets a nice little read and run and gets upfield, keeps the chains moving, gets a first down. Handoff right here, a beautiful play. Nice job getting upfield, running the football. Nice job blocking downfield. We're going to throw a little quick screen out here to Brayden Floyd, and nice little job blocking again. And, you know, we're starting to move the ball and see some good things happen for us.
Coming back, and I believe this is Micah Mohan, who's done a great job, who's going to have a chance to contribute to us through another year of being in the weight room. Yes. And summer work. Really starting to come in on his own. Here, Brayden Morrison pulls the ball and is able to find the end zone for us. Good job blocking on the perimeter by our young guys.
Yes. Good job.
And we end up scoring. We go for 2 just because we didn't want to run our JV extra point on or our first team extra point, so we ended up going for 2. And here we're getting some minutes with our other guys. A good job of our guys flying to the ball. You know, we try to get as much experience as we can in situations. Hopefully, the next time this happens, the scoreboard's in our favor. But we like to give our young guys an opportunity. There's a great job by Jonathan Caribou, who again was playing during major minutes, but at the same time wanted to get a few reps right there at the end. We end up making a punt and in the game soon after that.
Aaron King, I'm number 78, and I play defensive nose. I mainly listen to Christian music and a little bit of country. I play baseball, and my freshman and sophomore year I did musicals. Something funny I think that's about me is that I get hurt really easily, so I mean, they pick on me about that. If I went anywhere, I'd probably go to San Francisco. And I mean, I just love the cities. That was my favorite one. Probably the North Murray game, coming off the field and slipping and falling. I used to be scared of the dark. I didn't even want to sleep in my own room. I want to thank my parents and definitely the coaches for pushing me out on the field, and my grandparents for just supporting me.
All right, my name is Brayden Johnson. I'm number 7 and I play wide receiver. I listen to a lot of rap and some country. Normally when we run out, I'll go to the opposite 30-yard line away from everybody, take a knee, say a little prayer by myself. I'd say my sophomore year when I caught my first varsity touchdown against Cahola. I like to dance a lot. I'd probably say Friday night, I dropped the ball in warm-ups and I went over to pick it up and I slipped on the drain and all the cheerleaders made fun of me. I did have a stuffed dog from when I was 1 till I was like 14. Definitely my mom. She's been there for me ever since I was born. Can't say anybody else has. The rest of my family support me through everything I do, good or bad. So just definitely my family and my close friends.
Welcome back to the Bruin Football Show. We definitely want to congratulate our volleyball team as they move through the playoffs. They're doing a great job and have a chance to win a state championship, which is something that we, is a really hard feat, but they're very talented. Coach Kiker and her coaches have done a great job with those young ladies, and they're going to face some pressure situations, but they've dealt with them all year, and we wish them the best of luck as they move forward. Our softball team had a great year. We're in a really tough region. I believe 3 of the teams are still left in the final 8 from our region, and unfortunately where we ended up playing, I believe, the #1 ranked team in the state. But our girls and Coach Middleton and his staff did an outstanding job, and we want to congratulate them. This coming week we travel to Heritage in what is a gigantic game as far as playoff seeding and how it works, and we could still end up the 2 seed if we go out, because Heritage beat Central last week, and if we go out and beat Heritage and win out, then we have a chance of that. But bottom line is we control our own fate, and that's really all you can ask for as we finish the season. Until next week, this is Coach Robinson and Coach Fisher.